You see it everywhere, right? Headlines about artificial intelligence are constantly being thrown at us. One minute, it's this utopian savior. The next, it's a sci-fi nightmare waiting to happen. Well, today, we're going to cut through all that noise and get to what's real. Let's separate the fact from the fiction.
So this is the big question, isn't it? Is AI going to cure all our diseases and solve climate change? Or are we building super intelligent machines that might just make us obsolete? What's the real story? Well, the truth is actually way more interesting than either of those extremes.
Yeah, the truth about AI isn't some simple, clean answer. It's kind of this tangled mess of hype, fear, and, reality. So our job today is to untangle it. We're going to focus on what this technology actually is, and maybe even more importantly, what it isn't. Okay, so here's our game plan. We're going to start by just acknowledging all the hype out there. Then we're going to dive deep and tackle two of the biggest myths: the idea of the thinking machine and the so-called job apocalypse. After that, we'll ground ourselves in AI's real role today, and we'll wrap up with the simple truth you really need to know.
Let's be real for a second. It's almost impossible to talk about AI without getting sucked into the hype. We're totally caught between these wild sci-fi visions of the future and the actual tools that are changing our lives right now. So let's try to cut through that fog and find a little bit of clarity.
So, our mission for this explainer is pretty straightforward. We're going to take the biggest, most common myths about AI, put them right under the microscope, and then replace them with what's actually going on. Simple as that. Let's get to it. All right, first up, the big one. The one that feels like it's straight out of a Hollywood blockbuster. Is AI waking up? Is it becoming self-aware, developing a consciousness just like we have? This right here, this captures a pretty common fear. It's this idea that the code we're writing is somehow, magically evolving into a sentient being with its own dreams and feelings. But is that what's actually happening behind the scenes? This table really breaks it down perfectly. On the left, we have the myth that AI thinks or understands. But the reality, on the right, is that it's just incredibly advanced pattern matching. It's not understanding a poem, it's just analyzed millions of poems to predict the next most likely word. It's an amazing mimic, for sure, but there's no conscious mind in there. And this is where we need a couple of key terms. Literally everything you use today, Siri, your spam filter, even a self-driving car, that's all narrow AI. It's designed to be amazing at one specific task. The other thing, artificial general intelligence, or AGI. That's the thinking, feeling, conscious machine from the movies. And it is, for now, purely theoretical. It simply doesn't exist.
Okay, time for myth number 2. And this one hits a little closer to home for a lot of us. It's the fear that AI is coming for all of our jobs, and we're heading for a future of mass unemployment.
And you can see why this is such a powerful concern. I mean, we see automation handling tasks that people used to do, and it's pretty natural to draw a straight line from that to a future where there's just no work left for us. But again, the reality is a lot more nuanced. So here's the crucial mental shift we need to make. Think transformation, not elimination. For the most part, AI isn't about replacing people. It's about augmenting what we can do. Think of it as a tool that handles the boring, repetitive stuff, which frees us humans up to focus on things like strategy, creativity, and big picture problem solving. It's not the end of work, it's the evolution of work. And this chart shows that evolution perfectly. Look, yes, that first bar is real. Some jobs that are heavy on repetitive tasks, they will be displaced. But look at the other 2 bars. So many more jobs, from doctors to artists, will be transformed, made better and more efficient with AI tools. And then there's a whole new category of jobs being created from scratch, the people who build, manage, and guide these AI systems. So, we've busted the myth of the thinking machine and the job apocalypse. Now, let's get really practical. Let's look at where AI actually pops up in our day-to-day lives. Because this isn't some far-off technology. It is already here, all around us. Just think about your day so far. That spam filter that keeps your inbox sane, that's narrow AI. Your GPS app finding a way around that traffic jam, AI. The show that Netflix just knows you're gonna love, yep, that's an AI recommendation engine. From these little conveniences to huge, life-saving medical tools, this stuff is already woven into the fabric of our lives. And this is the perfect callback to our very first myth. Your GPS isn't thinking about traffic, it's processing an insane amount of data to calculate the most efficient path. They're incredibly powerful, really useful tools, but none of them are conscious.
So, after all that myth-busting and grounding ourselves in reality, what's the big takeaway? What's the core truth about AI that you should really walk away with? If you only remember 3 things, make it these. First, AI is a tool, not a creature. It's more like a superpowered hammer than a new life form. Second, its real value is in augmenting our own intelligence, not replacing it. And third, and this is the most important one, the real conversation isn't about some rogue AI. It's about us, about how we choose to use these powerful new tools responsibly.
So our focus shouldn't be on some fictional robot uprising. It should be on the very real human decisions we're making right now. The biggest risk and the greatest opportunity really just lies in how we choose to use this technology. So I'll leave you with a question. After all this, what's one way you'll think about AI just a little bit differently from now on?